Hello and welcome to One and All Present. My name is Lakshaya and I'm an intern at LEXIS and Co. I'm a third-year law student at New Law College, Pune, and the topic for the day is Epidemic Disease Amendment Bill 2021. On September 14, 2020, the Epidemic Diseases Amendment Bill 2020 was introduced in the Rajya Sabha. It modifies the 1897 Epidemic Disease Act. The Act aims to keep deadly epidemic disease from spreading further. The bill modifies the Act to include protection of healthcare workers fighting epidemic disease and increases central government capabilities to prevent the disease spread. The Epidemic Disease Amendment Ordinance, which was enacted on April 22, 2020, is repealed by the bill. Persons who are at great danger of getting the epidemic disease while performing responsibilities linked to the pandemic are defined under this bill as healthcare services personnel. They include public clinical healthcare practitioners and doctors such as nurses. Anybody authorized by the Act to take steps to prevent the disease from spreading. Anyone else designated by the state government as such. An act of violence under the bill is defined as any of the following acts committed against a healthcare service personnel. First, harassment affecting living conditions or working conditions. Second, harm, injury, hurt or danger to life. Third, obstruction in discharge of duties. Fourth, loss or damage to the healthcare service personnel's property or documents. In regard to the epidemic, property comprises clinical establishments. First, clinical establishments. Second, quarantine facilities. Third, mobile medical units. Fourth, any other property in which a healthcare service professional has a direct stake. No one can, number one, commit or aid the commission of any act of violence against a healthcare service worker. Second, aid and cause property damage or loss during an epidemic according to the bill. A violation of this provision is punishable by sentence of 3 months to 5 years in prison and a fine of 50,000 to 2 lakh rupees. With the permission of the court, the victim may compound this offence. Furthermore, if an act of violence against a healthcare service professional causes grave harm, the perpetrator faces a sentence of 6 months to 7 years in a prison and a fine of 1 lakh to 5 lakh rupees. Persons convicted of crimes under the bill will also be required to compensate healthcare workers who have been injured. In the amount of property damage or loss, the victim will be compensated double the amount of damage or loss property's fair market value as decided by the court. If the convicted person does not pay the compensation, it will be recovered as land revenue arrear under the Revenue Recovery Act of 1890. Cases filed under the bill shall be investigated by a police officer with a level of inspector or higher. The inquiry must be completed within 30 days following the first information report registration. Within a year, the investigation of trial should be completed. If it is not completed within this time frame, the judge must keep track of reasons for the delay of the extend the deadline. The time term, however, cannot be extended for more than 6 months at a time. Unless the opposite is proven, the court will presume that a person who causes grave harm to a healthcare service worker is guilty of the act. During an outbreak, the act states that the central government has the authority to regulate first, the inspection of any ship or vessel leaving or arriving at any port. Second, detention of any individual planning to leave from the port. The bill gives the federal government more authority over the inspection of any bus, rail, goods, truck, ship, vessels, aircraft departing or arriving at any land, port or airdrome. In addition, the government has the authority to restrict the detention of anyone planning to travel via these means. To conclude, the government has laid down various new laws which should help in controlling the entire epidemic, and these laws make sure that they are in accordance with the new policies and modern technologies. This way, we don't have to use the traditional methods with the constant fear of whether these regulations will work in today's time or not. Thank you.